Good, happy Monday afternoon, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this afternoon edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this afternoon, so let's begin. First up, live at 1 p.m., Governor Sununu, state officials to give coronavirus updates. Officials to discuss state's response to spread of COVID-19. Governor Chris Sununu and state officials will update the public Monday afternoon about the state's response to the spread of COVID-19. The news conference will air at 1 p.m. Monday on WMUR TV and will stream at that time on WMUR.com and inside the WMUR mobile app. We will be sure to keep you updated what Governor Chris Sununu and state officials talk about. Massachusetts governor orders health officials to issue stay-at-home advisory. All non-essential businesses to close Tuesday, Mass governor says. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker and state health officials will issue a stay-at-home advisory effective until Tuesday, April 7th. Baker also ordered the closure of non-essential businesses starting at noon Tuesday. This order will expire on April 7th. Examples of essential organizations and employees include healthcare, law enforcement, food manufacturers, groceries, utilities, transportation, and public workers. Baker said his new order was issued after diagnosed with health experts, local and federal officials, and the governors of other states. Coronavirus cases in Maine increased to 107, according to Maine CDC. And they are doing a press conference right now as we speak. The number of positive cases of COVID-19 in Maine increased to 107 on Monday, according to Maine Center for Disease Control. Firefighters battling blaze at Hampton building. No word on injuries. Firefighters in Hampton were battling a 2-alarm fire Monday in a building on M Street. Officials said the fire broke out about 10 a.m. and smoke could be seen blowing from the structure. There was no word on any injuries or the suspected cause of the fire. This is breaking news story. It will be updated as more information becomes available into our newsroom. One seriously hurt in fiery crash on I-93. Person trapped inside car for almost an hour, officials say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Right now, a section of 93 North is back open after a serious crash in Londonderry. It happened just before 8 o'clock on the ramp to 93 North by exit 5. That driver had to be med-flighted after being trapped inside the car for about an hour. We're told the car caught fire after the crash. There's no word yet on the driver's condition.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Out-of-state snowmobilers asked to postpone trips to Maine. Let's take a listen to that video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
Krusties. We take yummy. Sear?
Here in Maine, the state's Emergency Management Agency is asking people who planned on traveling up here to Maine to snowmobile postpone their trips because of COVID-19. Due to concerns of the outbreak, many snowmobile clubs have actually stopped grooming trails altogether. State officials now encouraging any snowmobilers who wanted to visit to come up here next year instead.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dow wipes out all the gains since Trump's election. Take a look at this photo right here. November 9th, 2016, all the way to March 23rd, 2020. It went way down, as you can see. President Donald Trump has long pointed to the stock market's success under his administration as a trackable endorsement of his economic policies and had often boasted about the Dow Jones Industrial Average's gains since his election. That was, of course, before investors knew about the new coronavirus. And today, it went way down. Today, the Dow wipes out all the gains since Trump's election. Coronavirus live updates: more than 20,000 diagnosed in New York State. Of those diagnosed in New York, 13% are hospitalized. A growing pandemic of the novel coronavirus has infected over 353,000 people around the world, spreading to every continent except Antarctica since emerging in China in December. In the U.S., there are more than 35,300 diagnoses, cases of the disease caused by the new respiratory virus, known officially as COVID-19. Data compiled by the Center for Systems Science and Engineering at Johns Hopkins University shows the disease spans every state as well as Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico, facing millions of Americans to stay home in an effort to contain the disease. Across the globe, more than 15,400 people have died. At least 473 people have died in the U.S. Today's biggest developments. Diagnosed cases soar to over 20,000 in New York. Amy Klobuchar's husband tests positive for coronavirus. Spain reports 462 deaths in the past 24 hours. Japan to begin quarantining all visitors from the U.S. And that does it for this afternoon edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon. I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.